Hey guys, welcome back. So this is the Grinch Cozy, and I have the scarf over there. I'll show it to you in a little bit. Um, so I pre-designed one eye with the intent on doing the other one on here, so you guys could be like, "Oh yeah, I could do this too." And I did one eyebrow because obviously for it to work on here, I kind of needed to have a plan, right? So they're not sewed on, but I have the plan. It is going to be an angry Grinch with this particular eye, but that's okay. I'm just focusing on doing this, so it should be a fairly quick video. I'm not doing the scarf one yet since I'm still doing the hat on it. But I am going to make his eyes a little bit different on this scarf, so when I make the video that talks about how to make the scarf, you can find out all that fun stuff there. So we're gonna make this, and then we're gonna make this, and literally then all you have to do is sew it on per your preference. So you do not have to use what I used. In fact, if you live in the States, it would take a little bit to get this. So if you're making this, like if you're making this with me as I recently made it, and you're dying to get those eyes on, you would have a bit of a wait because I used the Rainbow 8-4 from Hobie, which is 100% cotton. It's great yarn. I'm loving this yarn. It works great for those finger puppets. Finger puppet. Snow White's almost done. I'll show her here soon. I am going to put a link to this hook in the description because this is a 2.25 millimeter hook, but it's padded, makes it easier to hold it, makes it easier to do your crochet stitches with it because it's so small. So that being said, I am also going to link some yarn from Amazon that would also work for this. I have some here that I've tried out before for the birds. It's a little bit bigger. It's just slightly, it has like acrylic or polyester in it, so it has a little bit more stretch. It's acrylic than this does, as far as like how the yarn just naturally moves. And there's nothing wrong with that. It will work just fine for this. And I do have it here, and it is soft, but because it's on Amazon, you'll get it a lot quicker. So, that being said, if you want the hobby yarn, I will also have it linked down in the description below. Just understand, if you live in the US, it's getting shipped from overseas, so even though how fast they ship it out, you should get it quickly. It does get stuck in customs sometimes for a little bit, which does delay it. So just keep that in mind. So for this, because I only have so many rows of green, I'm not doing a ton of details. I will sew a little smiley type of mouth down here, but that will be it. So I wanted these eyes to be small because it's a small space. Hence the 2.25 millimeter hook and this yarn. It is a fingerling sock yarn. So if you don't want to use the links and just go get your own, I'll have all the little details about this yarn for you so you can properly match it. See, it's super fine. It's a 1. So you can match it when you go shopping. So we're going to start off with a magic circle because we're going to make the other eye. And when I did this, as you can see, it's flat, so I didn't actually go in the round. I stopped and then chain 1 and turned. We're gonna do similar now, so that way our eyes can be the same, of course. So for your magic circle, now I am using a magic circle specifically so I can tighten it up in the center. So get that in there, and then chain 1, and then yarn over both of those, hook under a yarn. We're doing single crochet. Now that I've mumbled a whole bunch at you, you will be doing 6 single crochet in this magic circle. If you don't know how to make a magic circle, I will go over it here in a second, I guess. I wasn't planning on doing it, but it's really hard with black too, so as far as showing it. So I will do it on another piece here in a second if you aren't getting this. This is 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to double check to make sure I didn't skip a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did skip a number. That happens sometimes. So then after you have the 6, you're going to just pull on it real tight, and so it closes up. I'm going to go ahead and knot that so it doesn't wiggle. And before I go on, I'm going to grab some yarn here that's easier to see, so that way anyone who did not understand that or was struggling just now because you don't know how to do a magic circle, you're going to learn right now. Okay, so you're going to set this up with a loop, just like you normally would when you're getting ready to do a slip knot. And you're going to put your hook through the loop and grab your yarn that is connected to your skein and pull it through that loop. So now it's kind of like a pretzel, not pretzel. And you have this string right here. You're going to pull this string to tighten it once you're done. So we have that loop there, but we need to chain it like we're going to turn. And you do the amount of chains depending on what stitch you're doing. Since we're doing single crochet, we're just going to have the 1. And now if you look, you have that pretzel part right there with 2 pieces of yarn. You're going to go under both of them and yarn over for your single crochet and pull up. So you have your 2 loops just like you do for single crochet, and then yarn over and pull through. You now have 1 single crochet in a magic loop that has this little string that's coming out of it, and you're going to continue to go around your loop with that. So every time you're just going to go under both of them and make sure it's going around them, kind of like you're weaving in an end, but that end controls how big your loop is. And the beauty of doing this is it allows you to make a tighter hole when you're making a circle to go in the round, or in this case an eye. So I'm going to keep going. 1, 2, 3, another one, 4, and now I'm going to show you this. So I'm at 4, right, and I have a lot of space here and I just don't need that. So I'm going to tighten it up, just pulling on it a little, and as you see, it closed it up. And that makes it so it's less, so I'm not like going and making this big circle and hole as I'm going around. It just kind of helps tighten in that circle to give it shape as you're moving. If you kind of close it in as you're going some, if you know there's too much. And then I pull again, and as you can see, it's nice and tight. And if I'm not sure, then I can push down a little more, and then I put a knot right here. And what that does is it keeps it at the tightness I have it at. Oops, except I have that little bit of room there. So it won't grow out any as I'm working. So since I had that little bit of gap, I'm going to make another one. Just push it in all the way in. So it's right there up against it. So that circle is not going to grow. And then I can continue. If I'm going in the round, I can just keep going around. And that is a magic circle. And it's great. And I absolutely love them. So, now that we've done that, let's get back to our magic circle we made for our eye. If that was giving you trouble, pause the video and get yourself set up with your black yarn with your 2.25 millimeter hook so we can get started. Now that I have the 6, I'm going to now tie on my yellow. And what I'm going to do now, because I don't want to go in the round with this, I'm going to have it nice and tight, yarn, pull my yarn through to make a chain, and then I'm going to turn my work and I'm going to make a single crochet and then a half double crochet. Reminder right here, if you are watching this, these are US terms. That's a half double crochet. Now I'm doing a double crochet. And then another double crochet. Oops, I'm doing it wrong because I need to increase on each one. Okay, so the idea is still the same. So we have a single crochet here. In the same stitch, put another single crochet. Again, US terms, and that will be in the description as well. So here is a half double in the next stitch with another half double in the same stitch. Now we go to the next stitch and put 2 double crochets. And then we will go to the next stitch and put another 2 double crochets. And then we will put 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, and then that last stitch will be 2 single crochet. And then your eye is complete as far as the actual base eye, because now we just gotta make the eyebrow. And this is just an option. There are lots of other ways to make the eyes for these. I chose this completely for the simplicity of it and testing it to make sure it stayed within the space I had on the Coffee Cozy. There we go. So now that one will go there. And now we're going to make the eyebrow. And once we make the other eyebrow, I'm going to pause the video and go off screen to sew on the eyes so you can see what the finished product looks like. So now we are going to take our hook and we're just going to do a slip knot and we're going to chain 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're going to go second chain from the hook and make a half double crochet. And you're going to make a half double crochet all the way across. One in every chain. And this should only take you a moment. And the beauty of this, because it's such a small space to put his face, and we're making very expressive eyebrows, you could actually bypass putting a mouth on it if you're not big into sewing or doing like cross stitch stitches, and just have it have the eyes. almost done. So I'm just kind of looking at them to make sure they're kind of the same. They are. Make sure your yarn is not fraying on you or separating itself from itself. It's kind of what's happening with this spare yarn I had laying around. So I'm gonna pull it, tie it off. There you go. I guess that'll be a little better. Yeah. So that yarn was being a little wonky. So anyways, now I have the 4 pieces, and I'm going to weave in the ends, and I'm going to make a little angry Grinch face on here. So go ahead and pause the video if you're still working on everything. And if not, keep going, and you will see this all sewn on in just a moment. Okay, we're back. I have the eyes sewn on. I'm actually doing a little bit of back stitching right now to make his smile. Hopefully it doesn't turn out too weird. I like the back stitch for stuff like this because it makes a nice smooth line. But I don't know how it's going to look on this because this is block to block. So there's some definitive lines between the block stitches, or corner to corner I should say. But they're blocks. So we'll see how this comes out. But I figured I'd let you guys watch as I kind of sewn it in to place. So but the eyes went on fine. Big tip, do not try and stretch out the eyebrows. Just let it kind of form naturally. They kind of did not do the big angry angle for me too much, but they look good. They do look good. So I would say that my eyebrows are winning. And yeah, this is turning out okay. So I'm definitely gonna leave it. It might not be perfect, but like I said, with the corner to corner design for the Coffee Cozy, it has spaces differently than some of the other designs out there, or that we could have used to like make him. Okay, I apparently did not make this string long enough. I might have to cut more. But you do kind of use a lot when you do the back stitch because you're going back over it, and you can see back here you make a line in the back too. It's not as smooth, but you do make a line. So yeah, it is kind of eating the yarn I'm using. And again, I'm using the Hobie yarn for this that I used to make the eyes, because it's a nice thin yarn, so it works great for this. And yeah, I'm gonna just stop right there and cut some more so I can get it finished up quick. I don't know, his smile is definitely kind of crooked, and I think some of that has to do with the spacing of the eyes. So I might just come over here and then connect it that way. But only having 4 spaces is also doing a number on that. So, I mean, here we are. So if you don't like how my mouth is turning out. You might opt to not do the mouth, and hey, totally feel you on that. Right here. It was just kind of a test to see how it would look, and there was only one way to find out, which was to do it, and I was okay with this because it might not look perfect, but it won't be horrible. Man, now I'm already nervous that that I didn't cut enough this time either. Hopefully it works out just fine. I think it will, because there's not a lot on this side of the mouth that I gotta do, but, you know. Okay, so what I'm seeing right now is this angle. I might have to take a stitch out right here to kind of make it flow better. But, you know what? I'll take that, because one stitch to make it flow better is not that big of a deal. Because I did not tie it off. Okay, so let's see. We'll pull this right here out. And then we'll kind of come in right. It's in that weird spot in the square where it doesn't got a spot to really kind of like hook into it. So then I will come up right here where that one is and connect them. So the mouth's kind of long, and it's kind of weird, but there's the Grinch. And this is why I said that the eyes would probably be fine just by the eyes, and they could have gone down into the middle of it. That's really your personal preference. Or you could have it like just be those three, and it's a great Christmas theme. So there you have it. There's some eyes. I might get rid of that mouth. It does seem like a bit much. But if you're really wanting his mouth, there you have it. I do feel like his eyes probably should have came down a little, but to make room for the mouth, they had to go up high. But it's fun, it's neat. I'm going to do the eyes different for the scarf, so those will be on a different video. If you like how those eyes were done for simplicity's sake, you could definitely use those on a scarf as well and just use bigger yarn. But with that, this coffee cozy is done and out of here, and we're going to move on to a different stitch. I think I'm going to do Tunisian crochet for the next one. For that, just to get you prepped, in case you're wanting to follow along with me when I post that video, you are going to need a Tunisian hook. It's going to be a longer hook. This is an example of it, but this one is an example of one that lets me go back and forth because it has a hook on each side. So look yourself up some Tunisian crochet hooks. I'll put a link to one in the description that will get you prepped and ready for the next video for the same size hook that I'm going to use. And with that, I'm going to go, and if this is your first time being here, please like and subscribe, hit the bell and all of that, so that way you can keep tabs on when I provide new content. More followers means I will be making stuff more often, and I will talk to you guys later.